So, we made it. Sorry for the delay. I think the Man City fans took us here. We didn't know quite where to go, but we're here now, and thanks all for waiting and for coming by for our press conference before the match tomorrow. With me I have Neestrup, our head coach, and Viktor, Claesson, our captain, and Rasmus, Falk. We will speak in Danish for the Danes, and there will be translation for those who need that. I think works. Yes, perfect. And we're also happy to answer questions in English. If you put them forward in English, we will try our best to answer as good as we can in English as well. Yep. Go ahead.
Jakob, de sidste par kampe i United har spillet, der har de vundet, men er det alligevel et godt tidspunkt at møde
Jeg tror, man skal passe meget på med det der med, hvornår det er et godt eller et dårligt tidspunkt at møde et fodboldhold. Der kan være fordele og ulemper ved at møde et hold, der er kommet buldrene, og et hold, der har
There's positives and negatives from playing against a team who perhaps has been a little bit weak lately, but we have to have a result tomorrow, whether they've won or the last 10 matches, or if they've been up and down like they've been doing the last couple of months. We have to play like we normally do. There will be a couple of times tomorrow where we have to defend heavily. We know that. We are ready for that, and we have to get on the ball. We have to play with patience and make sure we keep the ball. We plan to take the risks at the right times on the field. Their transitional game, Manchester United's transitional game, is extremely quick, and we have to get ready and get adapted for that because they are world class at that. What have you learned from the two first matches in the Champions League? We learned that we have to finish the games positively. We've been up in the games and we just haven't managed to capitalise. This is what we have to learn for tomorrow. I love watching FC Copenhagen. The first two games in Istanbul and at the home against Bayern Munich. Played well, just needed to get it over the line. If we're in a position to get a result tomorrow, we have to ensure we get it over the line. Rasmus, Falk, you played with Christian Eriksen in Funen locally. When you played with Christian Eriksen, are you looking forward to playing him tomorrow? That all depends on the result. My relationship to Christian Eriksen is very close, but also we live far away. We've not spoken for a while, and it's we don't see it all the time, but we text now and again and keep in touch. Can you follow up on that, please? I spoke to Christian Eriksen today. It was over Skype. We had communications between me and Christian Eriksen for quite a while. Obviously, when the draw came out, we had a chance to put some messages together. Cornelius has stayed at home. He was in Qatar. He was in perfect condition. However, why is he not in this Champions League match? Cornelius said himself he was in perfect condition, but really, that's not the issue. He's not injured. And sometimes you just have to make some choices in order to make sure that we get him on the pitch for the last part of the season. He'll be part of the squad on Saturday, and then we'll see. Why not to Champions League? We say it's too early following the injury he's just had. Even though he's not injured at the moment, it's too early to come back into the Champions League game.
Jeg kan godt forstå, at folk undrer sig, før jeg fik det spørgsmål, men efter jeg har svaret på det, så synes jeg ikke, der er nogen, der kan undre sig over det. For jeg har lige forklaret, at han...
Same question as before. He's not ready to play in Champions League. He's not ready to play 3 games in a row. Best he's back training back home in Copenhagen. What has Cornelius said himself about the priority? He understands, and let's concentrate on the Champions League game tomorrow against Manchester United. What is your chances to get a result against Manchester United tomorrow night? And have you spoken to Viktor Lindelof? Unfortunately, they're speaking Swedish now.
Champions League och den på det sättet, utan vi ska hit och vi ska få ett resultat och komma oss upp i puljen. Det är vårt mål. Jag tänker jo som fodboldspiller er der nok mange skulle have set engelsk fodbold som dreng og ligesom fulgt med. Måske har man også i forhold til nogle klubber. Er der nogen i FCK-klubben, som det er ekstra stort for at spille sådan en kamp som i morgen? Jeg tror det er mange som har fulgt Premier League, som du säger, United, men speciellt för Højlund som har en bror i andra hållet, så blir det väl stort. Men jag tror det är en fel kamp att spela för alla samman. Det kommer vara många tillskuere och det är en viktig kamp och en stor kamp, så det blir fett för alla.
You and Eriksen about the same. You and Christian Eriksen about 4 years apart. Do you have a relationship with him outside the field? I don't know Christian Eriksen, but I do. I do enjoy all the goals he scored for Denmark, and obviously, are you ready for this massive arena, playing on such a big stage at Old Trafford? Yes, it is a massive game for all the players, for FC Copenhagen, and for the whole of the Danish football. But we're 95 minutes away of getting a good result tomorrow, as a team and as a manager. Do you have some tricks ready for United tomorrow and Christian Eriksen? There will be no trash talking tomorrow between me and Christian Eriksen. I know his strengths, and we know his weaknesses. He's a quality player, and obviously we have got ready for this game, and we know what he brings to the game. This match is in between two Superliga games, Vejle and Viborg on the other side. Are you ready for such a setup between the two games?
Rent taktisk, så forsøger jeg at forberede spillerne på, hvad det er, der typisk vil. Altså, hvad er det for et kampbillede, vi kan forvente, og hvad er det for et kampbillede?
The main thing is to tactically put correct and get ready for the right teams at the right time. And obviously against Manchester United, it's different from the other games. Hopefully the games will look roughly like they did in the first two Champions League game against Galatasaray and Manchester United, and then there'll be parts of the game where we can capitalise, and hopefully we can get it over the line if we get into the position to get a result.
Vi skulle åbne et lavt forsvar, hvordan vi skulle undgå, når vi smed bolden væk, at de ville skabe chancer mod os. Det lykkedes vi så ikke så godt med, men det var det, vi arbejdede på.
Rasmus Højlund has said many times this is a special game for him. Is it very special to move him following his move to Manchester United? I think it's more special for some of the players who's from the same age group as the guys who played closely with him at the same time when they were 13, 14 and 15 years of age. That will be special for them to play against Rasmus. Obviously, he's Manchester United's most dangerous player following the 3 goals in Champions League. Are you ready for that? But yes, we are. But obviously, we had Harry Kane at Bayern Munich. So there's a lot of good players in Champions League we have to deal with. You've brought Babacar along. He was out in the cold, but he's come back in. How comes he's been registered to the European Games, even though he's been out in the cold? Well, Okay, the problems we have kind of like put a stick in the sand and said, now we move forward now, and that's why we're Babacar with us into the troop tomorrow, and he's now in direct competition with all the other players at the same time on the same level to get into the team. Højlund left the club from 2 years old. 2 years ago, could not get in the team at FC Copenhagen because he was a young player. It's a great story. We are looking forward to it. Obviously, we never expected Højlund to move on and then finally get to Manchester United as number 9. That's massive, massive for him, and it's none of us have thought it happened. It'd be really interesting to play the game tomorrow against him at such a high level. I don't have to remind you the last time you played Manchester United, a couple of things happened there where you had to go, it went virally onto the media. Different time, different place. But it's correct. It was a massive thing for us to play a close to playing a semi-final in the Europa League. However, I feel our team right now is stronger than it was back then, and it's a different game tomorrow. And I'm going into tomorrow's game with a bigger optimism than the last game. We have a good team ready for tomorrow. The tactics you used against Galatasaray, will you be using that again? Yes, it will be, but I'm not going to tell you what tactics we're going to use tomorrow against Manchester United, but obviously Anton tactics with Anton against Manchester United, against Bayern Munich, means that we can get certain players, we can get onto the ball.
Så spillede Viktor nier i Aarhus, men det var nogle andre arbejdsopgaver, som han havde der. Så det er en mulighed. Og jamen, altså, jeg synes det hold vi skal møde i morgen, selvom der er rigtig mange der har forsøgt at derhjemme og præcis måske snakke dem lidt ned, fordi de har haft en i hvert fald ifølge den danske sportspresse en svær periode, så er det et hold med ekstrem fart.
Tomorrow, although a lot of people have talked them down, said they're not up to normal level, but they have some fantastic players for tomorrow. They have serious speed in the transitions, so it's a very fine balance between playing well and making sure that we don't make stupid mistakes.
The plan, as I just said, that the biggest strength in this team in Champions League has been that we are true to ourselves, which means that we need to show. I know that we're not going to have the ball as much as we normally have in the Danish league, but when we have it, we need to protect it and we need to show that we are a good football team. That's more we have the ball, less we have to stand deep. And then, as I just said, I think that the opponent that we play tomorrow is a team that has high-speed players on top level in European football. So that we need to know where can we lose the ball and where can't we afford to lose it. That's going to be a key point for us.
Jakob, det er ikke så Champions League relateret, men I har fået en bøde og en straf.
Question.
Er det ærgerligt for FC København? Jeg har ikke nogen kommentar til det økonomiske, men når vi ikke har fans med til udkamp, så har det en sportslig konsekvens, og det er vi ærgerligt.
You've had a fine, which means that you'll be playing against Randers without any fans. How do you see that? Yeah, I'm not going to commentate on any economical issues as to why we've been fined. Obviously, it's a problem that we'll be playing in front of our playing a match without any fans in the stadium.
Rasmus, if I could ask, how much do you feel Oyland has developed as a player since he left the club? How different a player is he now to the one that was a teammate of yours?
Yeah, actually, I think he's the same player. Like he has the same quality and like play in the same way, but of course, like he managed to take it on the highest scene. So it's like the same quality, but just like it's developed like all around.
There was a question just behind.
Jakob, your be aware that England and Manchester United have lost one of their greatest ever players this week in Sir Bobby Charlton. Obviously tomorrow there will be a lot of tributes to him. What are you expecting in terms of an atmosphere, and what are your memories or knowledge of him as an English footballer?
The knowledge that I have is that he was a great player for England and for Manchester United throughout many years. And after his playing career, he had big influence on Manchester United. So we as a team and as player want just to honor him in this same way as the stadium tomorrow. That's it, I think.
And can I ask you about Manchester United? Obviously they have an amazing record in England, in Europe. Are they at their most vulnerable, do you think, as they have been perhaps in the last 10-20 years, given what you see from the outside?
No, I have no comment to that. I have a comment that we're going to play Manchester United tomorrow, but no matter if they have won 100 games in a row or lost 100 games in a row, then we need to do our job, and we are here to create a result. That's the only thing that matters for us, and that's the demand that we push to ourselves, and that is no matter the shape that the opponent will arrive in.